Hey guys. Okay, here we go. All right. So, you want to learn to play bridge? Bridge spelled as in BRIDGE. Bridge, the card game. Well, come to the right place. Listen, this is lesson number one. Lesson number one is very important. It's very important for you to understand what this game is all about. Okay, now bridge is a very competitive game. And if you've never played bridge before, I'm going to teach you the real basics. And I'm going to get you involved and I'm going to show you how to start off playing bridge. And then we can go on to the next step from there, okay? So just listen in, take notes. Take a lot of notes because it's not easy to understand at first. You may have to go through this video a few times, but let's go to the preliminaries. Okay, here we go. All right, now bridge. Bridge consists of a table, and I'm going to show you. This is a table, and you have partners. South and north are partners. Okay, so Chef 1 and Chef 1 are partners there. Ignore the name. It's going to be Chef 1 all the way because that's me. That's me. Let me introduce myself. I am Chef 1 on BBO, which is Bridge Base Online, which is an online website. My email address is shaf1955@yahoo.com. And I've been playing bridge for a number, decades, let's put it that way. But nevertheless, I'm going to teach you the basics and I'm going to show you exactly what bridge is all about. So, as I was saying, we have partners. North and south are partners, east and west. East and west are partners, okay? So, basically, the whole idea of the game is to bid. Is to bid, meaning what cards you have in your hand, you will bid a particular suit. Okay, so let's start with suits. How many suits are, no, let's start with cards. Let's start with that. How many cards do you find in a pack? Those are, okay. If you know, you can speak up. I can't hear you. Yes, I think you said 52. Okay, so you are correct when you say 52. Each hand, okay, south, west, north, and east, has 13 cards in their hand. All right? So 13 times 4 gives us 52. Right? Do you agree? You can calculate that. Okay, so if there are 52 cards and there are 4 suits, okay, so 4 suits. What are the suits? These are spades, that's hearts, that's clubs, and those are diamonds. Okay, so, right, take this down. Note this down. Which is the most superior suit? Spades. Which is the second most superior suit? Hearts. Which is the next suit down? Adds diamonds. And then clubs, okay? So one more time. Spades, hearts, diamonds, and then clubs. That's in superiority order. Spades is the highest. Clubs is the lowest. Okay, so how many cards do we have in each suit? We have 13 cards in each suit. So if we look at the spades, now remember, one deck is distributed amongst all 4 players, okay? So if we count all the spades, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and another 6, that makes it 13. And you can do the same thing with all the other suits, and you're going to come up with 13, okay? For each and every suit. All right, so east and west will be partners. North and south are always partners. So what is the game all about? The game is you shuffle the cards and you deal out 13 cards, one at a time to each one. And you go along this in clockwise direction. Okay, so you're going from north to east to south to west to north to east to south to west, and so on and so on and so forth. Okay, then each one on turn becomes a, uh, a dealer. So in other words, north has dealt it, because you look at this, everybody has a turn. Okay, so in this instance, north is a dealer. We'll assume that north is a dealer because BBO tells us that north is a dealer, and north has to bid. So bidding means you have cards and you have to tell the opposition and your partner what you think you can make. Okay, that might not make any sense to you right now, but basically you are bidding to find an optimum contract. You and your partner are trying to find an optimum contract. A contract means that opposition has agreed you to play in that suit, whatever suit it is, or in no terms. But I'll get to that later. Don't don't get excited. I know you don't know what I'm saying, but just listen and bear me out for a while. Okay, so basically North and South has to find the best contract. East and West has to find a better contract if they can. And if North and South uh, are overruled, or if they superseded by East and West contract, they have to find a bid better than that. Okay, so what do I mean by that? You start at a low level, and then the opposition might pick up the level, and then you have to go on to the next level, and East West might go up to another level, and so on and so forth, until you decide that you've had enough and you're as high as you can be in your level. And then you got to still make your hand. Okay, so to cut a long story short, I'm not going to explain too much about points at this stage. You can look at the other videos that I have. But points generally mean, for every picture, this is an ace, all right? That's a king. This is a queen, and that's a jack. Those are all picture cards. For an ace, it has a great number of points, which is 4. King has 3, queen has 2, and jack has a 1. All the other cards that we have in our hand has got no points. But it does have inner value though. For example, this is 4 points, okay? Just in hearts I'm talking about, all right? But it's long hearts, so you add another point. But I'm not going to go into that detail right now. As far as points are concerned, you get a certain number of points, you can bid, and I'm not going to show you too much right now. I'm going to just come up with a contract. Let's say uh, East-West starts, no, North, I said North is a dealer, right? So North is going to start, and North says he cannot bid anything. Okay, just assume. It goes, like we said, goes in in clockwise direction. So East has to bid now, and East, I'm just going to quickly say 1 spade. East bids 1 spade, saying they can make 1 spade. Uh, uh, it's going to pass here. That's going to bid 2 spades. That's West. Okay, do you see West is bidding 2 spades? It's going to go pass, pass, pass. Okay, all right. How do we get a 2 spades? Don't worry about it. But what it's basically saying that East-West has decided they're going to be playing in a contract of 2 spades. And North-South says, okay, we cannot do anything better than 2 spades. You guys go ahead and play it. So what does that mean? That means that East-West has to make 2, do you see that number 2 over there? Plus an additional 6 tricks. What is a trick? I'll get to that now. So they're going to take that 2 plus an additional 6, so it's going to be 8, right? 8 tricks. Okay, so what's a trick? Who starts? Who actually won the bid? The bid was won by East, correct? So whoever wins the bid, the next person on his left would be leading. So what do you mean by leading? Would be starting to play a club. So let's say South now plays three of clubs. All right. Now it goes in clockwise direction. And what happens to West? Remember we said East won the bid. All of West cards are then put down for the whole world to see. North can see West cards, South can see West cards, and this is called a dummy. So everybody can see dummy, all right? But the declarer, which is the person that won the bid, his cards are intact, and of course, opposition's cards are intact too. Declarer's cards are the only ones that are opened and put in this kind of fashion in the suit sequence. So now dummy cannot do anything except uh, play the cards that his partner tells him to. So his partner, which is East now, is playing the hand. Is called the declarer. Write that down, declarer. And West is now the dummy. Write that down. West is the dummy. And the declarer tells dummy, partner, play the ace. And partner will play the ace. Okay, then opposition obviously plays whatever they need to. And declarer can play what he wants. Nobody can see his cards. Now, who took that trick? Obviously, the highest card took a trick. If you don't know much about the highest card and the lowest card, I will explain very quickly. It starts with the ace being the highest, king being the second highest, queen being the third highest, and jack being the fourth highest. And then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 in that order. Okay, so ace, king, queen, jack are the pictures, and then 10 all the way down to 2. Okay, so ace was the highest. Now remember, that's the same suit, right? Do you agree? Perfect. So ace wins, and who's going to win that? Because the ace was in West's hand, West wins it and becomes their trick. Okay? So now West won it, so he's now going to play next because the ace was won from here, from this hand. So West has now got to play the next card. But who's got to play the card? Not West. His mouth is shut. East has to tell him what to play. All right? Okay, so this here is called a trick. So let's go into the second trick now. And East tells his partner to play the queen of spades. Now we're playing the second trick. Okay, look here, down here. Do you see east-west has one trick? North-south has 0. Remember how many tricks we need? Well, when I say we, I'm talking about east-west. They need 8 tricks, okay? So let's see what happens. So partner told, East told his partner to play the queen of spades. This one plays the 4, 2, and then who won the trick? The queen is the highest. It's again West that won, right? Then we go on to the next one and tells his partner to play the jack. Okay, and again, there we go. Now he tells his partner to play a club. So he plays a small club, and North doesn't have a club. So remember, spades is called trumps. Okay, write that down. When you're playing spades in a contract, spades is called a trump. If you're playing hearts, hearts is the trump. If you're playing in diamonds, diamonds is the trump. If you're playing in clubs, clubs is the trump. So what's trumps in this particular hand? Spades. Okay? And if you play a trump, that means you are going to cut and take the trick if no other trump is played. So in other words, North does not have clubs, so he is allowed to trump. Okay, so he plays a 10. King is played there, and a 2. So who wins the hand? The trick. Who's got the highest card? The king of clubs, correct? But hang on a second. Didn't I just now said a few seconds ago, I said if there is no card in North's hand, he can trump it, which means that the trump now becomes higher than the king. Okay? It becomes higher than the ace. The trump becomes the big boss. Okay, so now let's look at the hands, the tricks. East West has three, North South has one. Okay, who won the last trick? North won it, correct? Because he roughed it. Now he has to play a card from his hand. Alright? And let's say he plays the four of hearts. Clockwise direction again. South plays the ace because he can see dummy. In fact, he doesn't have to play the ace. He can play the queen. But I'm not worried about what cards are being played. I'm just teaching you the direction and the strategy of what bridge is all about. Nothing else, okay? Now South is now going to play two of hearts. West does not have any hearts. West does not have trumps. There's no more spades here. So West just plays a heart. North plays a king. And who wins here? The king of hearts. Why does the king of hearts win even though there's a diamond? Because diamonds are not trumps. Okay? So diamond is lower than the two of hearts. The two of hearts, the diamond becomes even lower than the two of hearts. Alright, just think of it that way. So the king wins in this case. So look at the number of tricks. 3 and 3. Who won the hand? The king won the hand. Do you remember that? The king won the hand, right? By North. Okay, so let's go back again. So North has to play a next card. So it plays, let's say the two of hearts. Okay, two of hearts. Now, East does not have hearts. What can East do? East can either play a diamond and lose the trick, because his partner doesn't have spades either, right? Everybody can see this hand. That's the dummy. So he can rough it like that and take it. Correct? Right. And that becomes East hand. And then he can play the ace and do what he wants to do. I'm not sure what he wants to do here, but he'll just play that. King. I'm not going to go through any logic here. 8. No logic here. And then plays a 2. And now remember, these cards are open, so South is going to decide to play the king. And South is going to play the club. The club wins, okay? Because the 5 and the diamonds are not trumps at all. So South wins again. It plays a 6. And there's number of tricks. Look at that. Do you see the number of tricks over here? There's 13 tricks. How many tricks did East West make? East West made 7. How many should they have made? They should have made 8. Right? So what does that mean? That means that they have to be penalized. Okay? Because they are short of 1. And there's a score for every penalty, for every failing score, for doubles, for redoubles. I'll explain all that later. You can look at my later videos and you can pick up the scores and how to score over there. Okay, and that is basically how you play a hand. All right, let's go through just one more, just very quickly. I'm just going to summarize now. Okay, so who? I'm going to ask you questions and try and answer them as truthfully as you can. Who are partners? Who is South's partner? Has to be North, okay? Who's West partner? West partner is East, all right? When the cards are dealt, in which direction are, well, not dealt, but which direction does the play go into? Goes in clockwise direction, right? Goes from west to north to east to south to west to north, and it goes that way in clockwise direction. What is bidding? Bidding is to get to the most optimal contract between you and your partner, and the opposition has to try for exactly the same, to try and get to a better contract. A contract is when opposition has decided to give up or double, which I will explain later, but opposition has stopped bidding. That's what a contract is. So if I'm just gonna say uh, three clubs, pass, pass, pass. What is the contract here? The contract is three clubs by East. Okay? That is the contract. That means that North South have not bid over three clubs, or they've stopped. They have bid, but three clubs was the highest contract. Okay, so that is bidding. How many suits are there? There are 4 suits. Can you name the suits? Yes. Let's start with the top suit. Which is the top suit? Spades. Then comes what? Hearts. Yes. And then what else? The next one below that. Diamonds. Very good. And then thereafter, clubs. Okay? Do you notice this hand does not have any clubs? What do you call that? You call that a void. V-O-I-D. Write that down. Okay? That's called a void. Okay, who won the contract in this instance? Who won the contract? The contract was won by East. So who leads? The one on the left, right? Which makes it South. Okay? South leads. Who's the dummy? The dummy is always Declarer's partner. Who is Declarer? East. Who's his partner? West. So West becomes the dummy. He opens up all his cards. Alright? And North South can see his cards, and so can East. Everybody sees his cards. Who decides what needs to be played from dummy? Declarer does. Okay? So that's exactly what needs to be done. Is you go in clockwise direction, Declarer has to play, and you just follow suit all the way around. How many tricks does East-West has to make with a 3 club bid? They have to make 9 tricks. Very good. Excellent. Because you've got to add 6 to the 3. Do you see that 3 there? Always add 6. That is the law. You're going to make 3 plus 6, which makes it 9 tricks. Okay. How many tricks does East-West have? 1 so far. Okay. Good. What is trumps? What suit is trumps? Trumps is clubs, of course. That is clubs. If East does not have, like here, for example, okay, let's say he tells West, his partner, to play a spade. South play. There's no spade here. So what is East going to do? He's going to trump it. Do you see that? Simple. Very, very, very simple. That's how it is. Very good. Now, East-West is 2 tricks, okay? And so on and so forth. So that is basically I've explained partnership, the partners. I've explained the suits. I've explained the number of cards in a pack. I've explained the number of cards in one suit. I've explained what bidding is to get to the optimal contract. I've explained what a contract is. I've explained what a trick is. Okay, don't forget the trick. I've explained how many tricks you are required after the contract. You got to add 6 to it, right? 6 to the contract number. If you bid 3, you add 6, which makes it 9 tricks you need. If you bid 5, you add 6 to that, and that becomes 11 tricks, okay? And you and your partner bid at the same time. Okay, folks, so there we go. We're done with lesson 1, and I know that you are really excited and raring to go. Have a look at the other videos, and I'm almost sure that you're going to get a good head start. Well, wish you the best of luck, and let me know how's it going. All the best. Bye-bye.